Good day everyone, my name is Mario and today I will discuss the chapter 3 which is the biological theories. Crime result from a complex interplay of social and biological factors. So sa biological theories, ang crime daw ga result gikan sa complex interplay which is the social and the biological factors. So what is social factors? Social factors are a reflection of environmental sources of influence or the socio-economic status. So, ang social factors daw is ga-reflect sa environmental sources which is the socio-economic o unsa man mga socio-economic unsa may mga example na which is unsay type sa imong job, unsay background sa imong education. So unsa man sad ang biological factors? Ang biological factors are more inclusive, neurological and genetic factors. So ang biological daw is inclusive siya tungkol sa neurological, biological and the genetic factors. However, the majority of criminological research focus solely on social contributors. Evidence for the role of genetic factors in the etiology of criminal behavior carries the assumption the biological factors mediate this relationship. So, biological theories of crime causation. Some genetic theories believe that chromosome aberration may be the cause of crime. These theories stated the people with XYY chromosome syndrome or the so-called macho men are predisposed to commit crime. Research conducted in the Scottish prison found 3% of inmates who have XYY chromosomal aberration. So, na yung mga genetic theories nga ga-believe that ang ka-cause of crime ug nahimo na crime tungod sa chromosome aberration. So, unsa man ang mga chromosome aberration? Sa normal namin o sa normal na sa kalalaki, ang iyang chromosomal aberration is XY. So, sa woman naman XYY. So, if the kanang chromosome syndrome niya is XYY which is puno na Y na gitawag og machumin, mo din na murag mo commit og crime or mo na mga tao nga mo commit og crime. So nay usa ka researcher nag-conduct dito sa usa ka prisuhan sa Scottish prison na kita nila na 3% dito na inmates or mga na priso is naay XYY chromosomal aberration. Another study on crime held that hormones have an important impact on the existence of aggression. Based on research conducted on animals, it was found that elevated levels of hormones in women and men affect the emergence of aggressive behavior. So, another study of crime dahil, ang hormones daw is usapod na dahilan nga nanang crime. Kung if yung hormones is taas imong levels imong hormones, naay posibilidad na taas po ang aggressive behavior mo. Elevated testosterone levels will affect the increase in aggressive behavior. So, ang testosterone sa diapod, if high level ng testosterone, maka-increase po di aggressive behavior. While subtracting testosterone levels will act to reduce aggressive behavior. If i-subtraction na to ang testosterone, kansad, mulo imong aggressive behavior. So, in 1969, Delgado conducted experiments on animals using a radio receiver implanted in the brain to control the aggressiveness of animals. So, na usa ka tawo na si Delgado nag-conduct og usa ka experiment. Iyang experimentuhan ng usa ka animals nga gimitan ng radio receiver na gibutang sa usa ka utok sa animals aron makontrol ang iyang aggressiveness. Delgado found that the animal will behave depending on environmental condition. So na-found ni Delgado sa iyang experiment na depende sa environmental condition mo behave ang usa ka animals ug iyang pag-aggressive niya. Although the chemical process can artificially induce and encourage the aggressive behavior, is not clear what affects the hormone to stimulate the hypothalamus to act differently. According to biological theories, punishment will not affect deterring the individual from the crime because the person or the criminal has some inherited remnant. So ingon ang biological theories, if na pa ng punishment di dyan na maka-affect sa usa ka criminal if ang criminal na ay inherited remnant. So we proceed the Lombrosian theory. The father of modern criminology was the Italian Caesar Lombroso, 1835 to 1909. So kay bawo naman sa no kay kani si Caesar magsikat-sikat man si Caesar Lombroso kay magnaman ni sa Introduction of Criminology, the father of modern criminology. He altered the classic focus of crime from legalities and punishment to the individual criminal. Lombroso proposed that criminals are biologically different from the other human beings. So si Lombroso nagpropose na ang criminal daw lahi sa natural na human beings, means lahi siya na pagkatao. He believed that criminals are throwbacks to a more primitive state of human evolution and that tendency is inherited. So gabilib si Lombroso na ang criminals gikan sa mga sinauna or throwbacks na kanang mga primitive stage na of human evolution. In Lombroso's view, criminals exhibited more physically and mental abnormalities than non-criminal, such as unusual skull size and asymmetrical facial structure. So ang view ni Lombroso sa criminal is more in physical and mental abnormalities. So if the person na yung unusual yung skull of size and asymmetrical ang yung facial structure, so matawag na siya criminal pina Lombroso pa. So judgment kay si Lombroso kay so nga na nagporma is criminal na yung tawag. So many of his theories were developed while he was in charge of the insane hospital in Italy. So mao day kay si Lombroso day usa ka in charge sa hospital in Italy. Bag dito na develop niya ang mga yung theories na nahimo. Basic idea of the positive theory. Basic idea of the positive theory. 1. Criminal are born, not made. 2. This is an example of nature, not nurture. Focus on biological and psychological factors to explain criminal behavior. So sa basic idea of positive theory, ang criminals daw is born, wa gihimo or not made. And this is example of nature o nanadyan sa atong nature o sa society, not nurture, wa gitudlo. So focus on biological and psychological factors to criminal behavior. So, positivist theories. Si Lombroso, Italian and physician psychiatrist, studied so biological traits of born criminals are, so nani mga biological traits of born criminal. So unusual size of shape of the head, strange eyes, facial asymmetry, extended jaw and jawbone, too big or too small ears, full lips, leaned forward, abnormal teeth, wrinkled skin, nose curve, curled ups, thieves have a flat nose and murderers have a break nose, too long, too small or flat chin, dark skin and too long arms. So if mo na yung mga biological traits of born criminal kanang nabuhi nga criminal, kani mga example na akong gisulti. According to Lombroso, person who have a 5 or more biological traits are born 5 or more are born criminals. Beside physical traits, Lombroso introduced some other traits of born criminal. So nailima ka pinal Lombroso pa nailima ka biological traits niya na born criminal na. Number 1 is hypersensitivity to pain and touch. Yes, of special criminal slang, graphic expression of thoughts, status, and unemployment. So mo ni ang pagtanaw ni Lombroso sa criminal or born criminal na siya sa biological traits. Maning 5 sa akong gisulti. Lombroso later changed the theory of born criminal and develops new theory classification of criminals and made into 3 categories. So later on daw ang katong theory na gisulti ni Lombroso na kaning 5% of born traits iyang gi-change kay basig murag na kasing ayon dito kay kita ka na nakitapos is criminal na ka murag way mo kuan doon way mo tuo na ingan ang kuan gawa sa theory. di makabaluhan. Sa mga to gi-change ni Lombroso yung theory. Nadya tulo ka sa theory kanang categories. First, born criminals, 30% of all criminals. Abnormal criminals kay idiots, imbeciles, melancholics, paralytics, epileptics person, alcoholic, and hysterics. The third is occasional criminals, which is the criminaloids, criminals out of habit. Goring criticized Lombroso on the issue of born criminals and found that such thesis is inaccurate as well as dangerous. Goring concluded that no one is criminal until he or she commits a crime. So, nasa katao na si Growing, gi-criticize ang Lombroso na theory, which is the katong born criminal. Kay inaccurate man siya, tapos dangerous at siya, kay di ba? Mataw pa ka criminal na, no? So, ingon sa si Goring na no one is criminal until he or she commits a crime. So, why criminal ug di siya mo commit og crime? So, muna yung ka-Goring. Hindi, nasa sa katao ng pangalan is Houghton. Houghton confirms Lombroso's thesis based on the research he made on 1,400 criminals and 3,000 non-criminals from federal states of US. So, Houghton nag-confirm na si Lombroso is nag-base sa research sa iyang gihimo na 1,400 criminals and 3,000 non-criminals gikan sa federal states of US. Lombroso's theory was popular in his time, but it was debunked. Some ideas pulled out favor on science as well as in politics with time. Lombroso's views on crime are still present today and in the form of stereotypes on some minority of groups. So, ang Lombroso kay popular dun sa una na iya pang time, no? But na-debunk na sa uban mga theorist kay na bro, di kayo kanyang pag sa born criminal kato yung born criminal dako kay issue yung born criminal ba. Further studies of Lombroso's thesis was made by Goring in 1913 and Houghton in 1939. So, pagdugay lang studies na ilang ibuan ng Lombroso's thesis, kang Lombroso na thesis is gikan di ay ni Goring ug gikan po ni Houghton. Criminology theories of crime overview and criminology theoretical school of thought. Jordan is interested in criminology and has heard things before the Enlightenment were pretty bad for criminals, but still not quite somewhat the classical school of criminology is about. To understand the classical school, Jordan teachers tell him to remember the 5 key principles of the classical school of criminology. So, ang una, rationality. The classical school assume that people have force, will, and they choose to commit crime. Muna ang una. So, ang ikaduha is hedonism. The classical school that assume people seek pleasure and try to avoid. Ang katulo, the three is punishment. Remember how we say that a key idea was the idea of hedonism, where people seek pleasure and try to avoid pain. Well, that informs punishment according to the classical school. 4. Human rights. Jordan has learned that before the classical school of criminology, punishment could be very harsh indeed. It was not uncommon to torture someone who was only suspected of crime, and the punishment once committed could be horrifying. Ikalima, 5 is due process. The idea of due process is that people accused of a crime are considered innocent until proven guilty, and that they have the chance to go to trial and face the judicial system. Natawag na atavism. So, what is atavism? Atavism is a part of theory developed by Lombroso in which a person is a born criminal. So, mga gini atavism part ka po ni sa Lombroso naghihimo na theories katong born of criminal. Atavistic of primitive man is throwback to an early stage of human evolution and will commit crimes against society unless especially restrained from doing so. The term atavism is most commonly attributed to Cesar Lombroso's work, and he believed that some people were simply born criminal. Victim precipitation is a criminology theory that analyzes how a victim's interaction with an offender may contribute to the crime being committed. The theory is most commonly associated with crimes like homicide, rape, assault, and robbery. Under this theory, the victim is viewed as a participant in the crime. This happens in the ways: first, the victim is participants in the crime who acts first, and the second is the victim is encouraged or provokes the offender to commit the crime. So under this theory daw, na duha ka way na pagtan-aw sa usa ka krimen. Ang una is katong victim nagparticipate ang victim na nag-act sa crime mo na ang first. Na kaduha is ang the victim encourage sa usa ka offender to provoke to commit the crime.
So, good day to everyone. My name is Malate, and I will be explaining about the theory of Sheldon's theory. So, have you ever made a snap of judgment based on how someone looked? William Sheldon thought of body types could definitely define personality. So first, let us define who is William Sheldon. So William Sheldon was an American psychologist and numismatist. He created the field of somatotype and constitutional psychology that correlate body types with temperature, illustrated by his very leg nude posture photos. So si Sheldon naghimo og observations to classify body types into 3 categories. So the first one is the ectomorph, followed by the endomorph, and lastly is the mesomorph. So let us define first what is endomorph. So ang endomorph nag-consist ni siya og round shape, soft body, has more body fat, and wide hips. So endomorphs are more likely to be more physically bigger and have greater body fat. So they are food lover. So nahan sila mo kuanog mga pagkaon. They are food lover. They are relaxed and both tolerant and sociable. So ganahan sila kanang socialize to other person. And they focused on digestive system, particularly in stomach. So, nga rin ito sa mesomorph. So, mesomorph consists of rectangle shape, muscular body, little body fat, great posture, and thick skin. So, they are more likely to be more active as well as energetic. So they are muscular and aggressive. Also, they are adventurous and not afraid to take risk or chances. So they're focused on musculature and circulatory system. So more sa mesomorph kay mga kuan sila ng pagkatao, no? They are willing to take risk, diba? So lastly is the ectomorph. So it consists of thin and tall, soft, very little body fat, lack of muscle. So young appearance, but akit-aon, more likely to be artistic and self-conscious about themselves. They are sensitive, very sensitive. They tend to be more anti-sociable. So sa ectomorph, more siya kanang weird nga attitude, like quiet ra siya, pero young appearance. So William Sheldon.
Hi, I am Martin G. Nim. I will discuss biochemical theories of delinquency, the aggressive behavior caused by diet, crime, and sugar. Biochemical theories claim that there is a causal connection between blood sugar levels, antisocial behavior, and delinquency. Poor nutrition affects delinquent behavior. Excessive consumption of alcohol can cause hypoglycemia and increase aggressive behavior. So it means that makapikto sa ato ang poor nutritions like wala ta sa sakto sa diet or kanang atong sugar level is high, makakos og high blood nana. Ang usa pod sa makakos og aggressive behavior is alcohol. It can cause hypoglycemia and increase aggressive behavior. So example kanang giinom sa nya nay mag kanang nang nay nagdabog diha or kanang suko sa gamay ra sa butang kay tungod sa consumption of alcohol. Cholesterol and crime. Clinical trial made found a relationship between low cholesterol and aggressive behavior in animals. Measurement of cholesterol level of violent offenders were compared with the measurements of records of non-offenders based on gender and age, etc. Low levels of cholesterol can cause hypoglycemia. So it means that low levels of cholesterol can cause hypoglycemia. So it can lead also aggressive behavior. For example, kanang tambok ng tao, mga dakuon, gawas. Dito rin sila masuko inana behavior. Vitamins and crime. Vitamins and minerals are very important in regular diet. So we should take your regular diet and vitamins and minerals. So we can avoid aggressive behavior.
Good day. This is our report, General Inferiority Theory, Houghton's Theory. Introduction. First of all, let's define what is crime. Crime is the result of the impact of environment upon low-grade human organism, and that criminals were originally inferior people. Crime exists because there are some inferior people who are responsible for them. Some of the description of inferior people who are potential criminal starts. Sneaky little constitutional inferiors, thieves, wiry, hard, beaten, taught, and notably undersized, robbers, tall thin men, murderers, tall heavy men, forgers, short heavy men, rapists. Proposal on how to deal with crimes and criminals. Criminals should be permanently exiled to self-governing reservation, isolated from the society, sterilized to prevent future offspring. Ernest Albert Houghton was an American physical anthropologist known for his work on racial classification. Houghton conducted detailed research on physical and racial characteristics and used his data to develop wide-reaching analysis of racial components of American Indians, and more controversially, to attempt characterize the physical attributes of criminals, while his efforts to connect the external physical from of people to their internal personality or character had some merit. His simplistic extrapolation to actual behavior was methodologically and logistically flew. Nevertheless, his academic work established physical anthropology as a scientific discipline in American universe, and his writings awakened the general public's interest in this field. Thank you.
Good day, I'm here to report about Houghton. Houghton advocates a caution approach to the claims of evolutionary origin of the human race, especially right after events connected to the discovery of Piltdown Man, in which has proven to a hoax. It has been a great slap in a face to the scientific community. So, sa, ano to, then sa Houghton di ay nagsusi siya si Houghton daray iyang message ay no anthropologist is justified to reconstructing the entire skeleton of unfamiliar type of fossil man from the parts of skull cap, one or two teeth, and perhaps a few oddments of mandible, jaw bones na ay tuno. Ang one kay jaw bones and long bones. Inferences concerning the missing parts so, ito na, are very precocious unless more complete skeleton of other individual of the same type of are available to support the reconstruction. Ano to din, nagisuwatan ni Houghton kay 1937 o 1970 ang nakasuwat diri sa libro. Then si Houghton kay Houghton study of skeleton remains of Pecos Pablo. So si Pecos Pablo that lead him to identify the various racial components in America Indians. So understandable naman kaayo to no nga. Si Pecos Pablo kay nag-lead siya sa identity sa usa ka tawo. Yeah. And then diri nakasuwat kay so si Houghton believed that eugenics not race was the most important. So dili no importante ang race kana sa imo nabuhat, dili importante kung basta kay kaning dili ka na basigar, dili lumba kung saan pa. Not race was the most important was the most important the issue at the time. The theory holds that criminal are a class of genetic generates who destroy the society and more controlled institutionalization and euthanasia and welfare rats. Si Houghton kuan siya dire. He remains famous for his work in criminology. Famous dahil si Houghton criminology, in which use his work in racial classification to apply it the area of criminal behavior. So si Houghton gi-apply din ni Houghton ang iyang gipangbuhat sa criminal behaviors about atong mga kuan. Then ang the last kay the biological tradition. Biological tradition in criminology is beginning to remerge albeit without the trappings of eugenics model. So dire di ay nagsugod ang remerge di ay si ang dire nagsugod ang criminology is beginning to remerge about without the trappings of scientific model. So mauro tong ako. Thank you.
Good day, I am Anos B. Malata and I will be reporting about Chapter 4 or the Psychological Theory. So first, have you ever wondered why crime is committed and why crime is present in our society? So first, we are going to tackle about the psychodynamic theory. So first, what is psychodynamic theory? So psychodynamic theory is strongly determinist as it views our behavior as caused entirely by unconscious factors over which we have no control. Wala tayo control. Unconscious thoughts and feelings can transfer to the conscious mind in the form of parapraxis, popularly known as Freudian sleep or sleeps of the tongue. So, psychodynamic theory, also known as psychoanalytic psychotherapy, helps clients understand their emotions and unconscious patterns of behavior. By talking through these emotions and behavior with a social worker, clients come to know themselves better and make better decisions for themselves. Next is the behavioral theory. So, an example of behaviorism is when teachers reward their class or certain students with a party or special treat at the end of the week for good behavior throughout the week. The same concept is used with punishments. The teacher can take away certain privileges if the students misbehave. And lastly is the cognitive theory. So cognitive theories are characterized by their focus on the idea that how and what people think leads to the arousal of emotions, and that certain thoughts and beliefs lead to disturbed emotions and behaviors, and others lead to healthy emotions and adaptive behavior. So overall, psychological theories of crime say that criminal behavior is a result of individual differences in thinking process. So at the end of the day, we are the ones who kanang kita dyan makabuhat sa atong mga actions, and dapat should think wisely and think smarter.